The book of Second Esdras, chapter 15, and verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Wahara Kakudash, the honors of the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hope select of the nation of Israel that scattered abroad amongst the heathen. So I'm looking like the heathen, begins the 144,000. Preacher, teacher, the prophets. Shalom. Lamentations 4:18 and 19. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of their nostrils, the anointing of the Lord. Yahweh Shema was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow, we shall live among the heathen. Now this happened during the Babylonian siege, man, to the southern kingdom. Right here. But it's happening now. It's happening again. They're on the hills, they're hunting the steps of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians. Everywhere you go, they there. Everywhere you continue to go, they're going to continue to be there. Alright? They're going to expand. Called the police state. Okay? That's what we just read in 2 Esdras 15 and 17. That's a police state, man. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see? And you see all of this chaos and what's going on with ICE and all the terror with the so-called Iranian sleeper, not so-called, but the Iranian sleeper cells that they're talking about due to the situation with Iran and Israel. Everything is set up for this police state, man. All right? And they're doing just that. Setting up surveillance, setting up troops, setting up officers, setting up ICE. All these alphabet gangs, man. Alphabet boys. Right? 2 Esdras 16 and 31. Even so in those days, let's start at 28. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Whereas when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there should be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And you get this in the GNT. Those that searching the houses with the sword are the troops with the guns. Alright? All these soldiers, these officers, these alphabet boys, these troops. My fault, y'all. 2 Esdras. You best believe they're going to add more, man. Don't forget about those who came through the border. There's troops, too. Them UNs. Alright, they're doing all this to gain control, man. Alright, that police state. 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse 31 in the NLT. It says, in the GNT, that is how it will be in those days. 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone. You see? You see that? That's a police state, man. Now you get the definition of police state, AI overview. It says a police state, matter of fact, I want to read this headline, so I'll close this out. Sheriffs across the United States warn ICE detainers are leading to unlawful jailings without warrants. Duh. You see? Come on, man. You got them going around with everybody mask covered. You got people, they got on these uniforms, got police with the vests on, and they chasing women. And when they get to their yard or in their house, they stop as if it's a damn electric fence there, and they go back. Hey, Esau got these Minutemen set up, man. These private police, secret police. All right? Them niggas ain't deputized, man. You see? Just some, KKK members, man, Edomites, white supremacists. Hey, when the scripture said, hey, in Deuteronomy 28, your life gonna hang in the balance, he wasn't playing. Hey, we in Jacob's trouble, man. All right, we in Jacob's trouble, man. All right, Deuteronomy 28, and where is it? Why can't I remember this, man? Where is it? You shall fear. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 67. This is another one I'm going to get. And the Father, I was will. In the morning thou shalt, here it is, verse 66. The water Yahweh Shema shall 65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord Yahweh Shema shall give thee there a trembling heart, it's talking about the Israelites, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Is that not what's going on now? And it's going to intensify and get worse. They're going to, Esau, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to turn Esau up, and they can start killing, man. All right? And they already snatching them up and throwing them out of planes with shackles on them. You got these camps set up. Shit, ain't no hey, out there in Alligator Alcatraz out there in Florida. Ooh, hey, they could beat Jake up and throw him out there in the swamp, out there in the field. And let them pythons have at him, man. Crush his bones and swallow him whole. Or let them alligators rip him up. And whatever else out there. You already know they're going to do it. It's just in their nature, man. Alright? It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Hey, us as a hopeful elect, hey, Yahweh Shah said, hey, not a hair on your head shall perish. It doesn't mean we're not going to, look, we know some of us will be martyred, some of us will be tortured. Hey, just like some of the apostles, all of the apostles suffered, John. Hey, just like some of the prophets. Right? But hey, what do Yahweh Shah mean by there shall none of the hairs on the head perish? Speaking of us today. Meaning, hey, the elect will have no part in the second death. Alright? It doesn't mean we're not going to get touched. Though we will be comforted. Okay? Built up in the spirit. Yahweh Shema Shah going to give us a spirit, man, that's so damn strong, we ain't going to be fazed by it. But remember, this is just the flesh. Alright? The dead in Yahweh Shah going to rise first. So again, when Yahweh Shah said, not a hair on your head shall perish, he's referring to the second death. You should have no part of the second death, which is the judgment day, which is the return of our Lord Yahweh Shah and the angels and the destruction upon America. Again, the dead in Yahweh Shah shall rise first, and those that remain of Israel shall be caught up. That's after the tribulation of those days, which we right at the beginning of. All right, they just shot the damn gun, started the damn race. They just shot the gun of Jacob's trouble. It says, in the morning thou shalt say, I would, or I wish to God it were evening, and at evening thou shalt say, I wish to God it were morning, for the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear it, and for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see. So you see, 2/3 of our people are going to be praying for better situations and better days. It's not coming, man. It's all downhill from here, Jack. This place done. Judgment is out. It ain't no pulling back, man. All right. Hey, as Yahweh Shema Shah said, man. What's that in Isaiah 42nd, in the 42nd or the 43rd chapter? He said, hey, as his prophecies, as rain and snow hit the earth, so shall his words be. They shall not return back from which it came. That's what. Hey, that's the time we in. That's the time we in. All right. It's not time to be looking over your shoulder. I mean, to walk around with your head on your phone, walking out, holding your girlfriend's hand, looking her in the eyes while you talking. You in that honeymoon phase of the relationship, and you just outside and playing around, not paying attention to your surroundings, just playing with your kids if you're able to play with your kids, and you just ain't worried about nothing. You know, no, man. This ain't. Hey, we ain't in that time, Jack. Jack and Jill, goddamn. We ain't in that time. Sheriffs across the U.S. warn ICE detainers are leading to unlawful jailings without warrants. And you best believe a lot of these Mexican restaurants, Muslim restaurants, Mediterranean restaurants, the Haitian restaurants, Jamaican restaurant. You best believe they ain't not working like that. You see? They somewhere tucked away. They ain't going to work. They ain't out shopping like that. They ducking and dodging, man. And this could be upon all 12 tribes and all of America. Okay, because this police state, hey, as we've been telling about what the Holy Spirit, hey, like the elders said, Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. You Edomites. Alright? Because, hey, this is the time of your judgment, too. Hey, if you don't get down with their program, and if you don't insist on what they got going on, or you talk against what they got going on, you're not on their team, you don't share the same ideology as them, you're a part of the problem, too. And they're going to police you as well. Alright? A growing number of sheriffs and law enforcement officials across the U.S. are raising concerns about the legal risk of holding individuals on behalf of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, without a judicial warrant. Under the Trump administration's aggressive deportation strategy, ICE has increasingly relied on local agencies to detain individuals suspected of being in the U.S. unlawfully. This is often done through a tool known as an ICE detainer, a request to hold a person for up to 48 hours after their scheduled release. However, detainers are administrative requests and not warrants signed by a judge. Police state. A police state, before we get that, I'm sorry, Revelation 12 and 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast down unto the earth, that's Esau. Okay, this dragon, it represents Esau. Okay, cast down to the earth. He said he's seeing the end of his empire, so he got to move quick, like Revelation 12 says. And then Yahweh Shai said, he saw Satan being cast down as lightning from heaven. Meaning, he's been knocked out of rulership. Man, Esau knows that he's been knocked out of rulership. It says, and when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. That's the nation of Israel. Us. And to the woman, the nation of Israel, were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. That's over here in America. All right. It says, so the 2 wings of a great eagle goes into a way of escape. All right. A way of escape. All right. It says, which the elect will be protected and delivered from these times. Hey, some of us get caught up in it, be martyrs. But overall, the elect are going to be protected and comforted, man. You know, are going to escape. Okay? By way of spiritual power, spiritual intervention, going into Daniel 12. The first verse, Isaiah 59 started like the 17th verse. You see? It says, and the woman, my fault. It says, from the face of the serpent, verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away the flood. And the flood are these ungodly men, these troops, man. All right, as we always get. Ungodly men. This is what that flood is. You can get in 2 Samuel 22 and 5, Psalms 18 and 4. It says, verse 3, I will call upon the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah. You got to know his name. Actually, you can start at 1. It says, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compass me about. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. You see, that's these troops, man. That's Esau. In my distress, I called upon the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, and cried unto my God, Yahweh. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. You see? So Yahweh Shema Shah is going to protect the elect, man. Alright, it says, then the earth shook and trembled, the foundation also of the hills moved and was shaken because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured, coals were kindled by it. So you see, hey, what you Edomites doing? You bringing your downfall. And that's a great thing, man. Because you start putting your hands on the nation of Israel the way you're doing. Hey, like the scripture said, for you touch the apple of the Lord's eye. I believe that's Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, I believe. Hey, he that touches thee, touches the apple of my eye. Right? That's the nation of Israel. But it's deeper than just the whole nation of Israel. Hey, when y'all start touching the elect, us as the hopeful elect, seeking to be the elect, whoo, hey, you can really see the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the Lord can give brothers spiritual powers, and they're going to jack you niggas up, man. Hey, you get to Isaiah 40 or 41. I also believe it's 42. It's also in Ezekiel 50, I believe. Jeremiah 50 as well. 50 or 51. And it's in Zechariah, I believe, the 12th chapter or the 13th chapter. You see? It says, he bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon the cherub and did fly. Yeah, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. So, hey, you can just keep reading, man. You can just keep reading. Going to how Yahweh Shema Shai is going to protect and deliver the elect, man. All right? You go back to that Revelation 12. And 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman that he might cause her to be carried away the flood. And that's what Esau's hope is that his flood, them troops, these soldiers, being cast out of his mouth, which is a direct order, and he is hoping that they take out all Israel. You can't take out all Israel, fool. Y'all been trying, you can't take us out. You crazy. But we know, us as a whole flat, know that, hey, it's all set up by Yahweh Shema Shai. Hey, cause all Yahweh Shema Shai doing, he showing off. He about to show off. He about to show out, man. Hey, y'all gonna see, we all gonna see how powerful Yahweh Shema Shai is, man. We know, but we don't know. The reason why I say it like that, cause matter of fact, hey, we only seen but a few of Yahweh Shema Shai works, man. Hey, Yahweh Shai did so many works that, hey, it can be contained in books, man. As you get the last chapter of St. John, like the last 3 verses, man, we ain't seen nothing, man. Wait, hey, reading these accounts, they're powerful. But wait till we see it. All right, wait till we start seeing these things, man. Y'all, hey, to the hopeful elect, hey, do you know how much faith it's gonna give us, man? We could be going around wanting to smoke, just so Yahweh Shema Shai can show out and show off and do that deal to these niggas. And he gonna get some brother spiritual powers. They gonna let loose. Oh, I get spiritual power. I'm tearing every damn thing to pieces. Yahweh Shema Shai had to take it away from me, put me on timeout. It says, Ecclesiastes 43:29, the Lord is terrible and very great and marvelous in his power. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed, and when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. For who has seen him that he might tell us? And who can magnify him as he is? There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. You see that? For the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has made all things, and the godly has he given wisdom. Hey, that's going to the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, what he gonna do, and what's contained in this earth and this galaxy, man. All right. And we only, because all of the earth has not been explored and can't be explored, because Yahweh Shema Shai know that Esau would tear it to pieces. Hey, that's just like Satan don't even know what the body of Moses is, man. Okay, and we get the book of Jude. You see? Hey, Esau will go and corrupt that. Come on, man. Let's go back to that Revelation 12, man. This will be a lengthy video, too, because I'm going to play this whole video. Revelation 12:16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. You see, that's that spiritual aid, the spiritual intervention, man. All right, the help from Yahweh Shema Shai for the elect. So we're gonna see some powerful works, man. Yahweh Shema Shai had the earth open up and everything. You can be doing some powerful stuff, man. All right. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God Yahweh, have the testimony of Yahweh Shai with the spirit of prophecy, which is the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. So now, what Esau was doing with these executive orders, he's making war against the nation of Israel. All right? He's no longer just talking. He's putting things into action. And he's issuing forth war against the nation of Israel. All 12 tribes. Now, you get AI overview of police state. It says, is a form of government characterized by an extreme level of control over the lives of its citizens through the use of police and security forces. And it's a term, I got it on my other phone, man. It's right here. It's a arbitrary, what is it? Arbitrary actions, right? So I'm gonna put it in my other phone, and I'm gonna read it from my other phone. Cause see, when you type stuff in on this phone, and you type it in on the other phone, the same information don't come up. which is retarded. But anyway, as a matter of fact, let's go. Damn, what I do, man? Arbitrary actions. Arbitrary overview. Arbitrary actions are decisions or behaviors made without a clear reason, justification, or consistent application of rules. They are often based on personal whim, preference, preference, or chance rather than on established principles or logical reasoning. So what Esau was doing, Trump is doing, the elites are doing are based upon what? Their emotions. Okay? No proof. Just emotions. Going back to Genesis 25. Hey, at the end, Esau is going to slay his brother Jacob. That's now. You see? Hey, the devil came down upon him with great wrath because he has but a short time. That Revelation 12 and 12. Hey, and as we read in that Revelation 13 on down, the dragon was wroth with the woman that brought forth the man-child. He's angry. And arbitrary actions are based upon what? No facts, just clear emotions. They are often based on personal whim, preference, or chance rather than on established principles or logical reasoning and legal context. Such actions can be seen as unfair or discriminatory if they lack a rational basis or contradict established laws or procedures according to legal dictionaries, man. You see that? So they're moving solely based upon emotions. Hold on real quick. You see that? So it says, here's a breakdown of the key characteristics of a police state. Excuse me. Repressive governmental control. The ruling elite or regime exercises extensive power over political, economic, and social life. This control is maintained through the pervasive presence of police and security forces. Is that not what we're seeing? And man, it's gonna be beyond what we see, man. Alright? I mean, we can see this everywhere. That could be in all places, in all streets, man. As you read 2 Esdras 16, starting at the 68th verse. It says suppression. As a matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that. Because see, hey, Esau has waged war against the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? And also Esau has waged war against anyone, including you Edomites, that's over here in America, that's going against his agenda, what he got going on. And you see MAGA, that clique, that group, the Edomites are turning against Trump, man. And rightfully so. Why? Because they were lied to. Alright? See, they didn't expect to be losing out on everything that they was hoping that they were going to keep. They thought we were going to lose out. But see, you can't take us out, forget about us and leave us out, and thinking you're going to thrive. It don't work like that. We are the reason why every kingdom was built and it was thriving, man. You take us out, every kingdom falls. It's in the history. It's in the scriptures. Look up the histories, man. Right? It says, 2 Esdras 16 and 68, behold, the burning and wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, Israelites, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, these concentration camps. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be in derision and reproach and trodden on the foot. Yeah, because, hey, that sole purpose is to get you to bow the knee. Okay, take the MOTB. That's what it's going to lead to. Alright, hey, Trump was already saying, hey, those who, they're going to try to bring back some of these illegals and make them legal, and the only way they'll be able to stay here in America is if they do what they tell them to do and go through some type of program. But that program that he was talking about, he's talking about the MOTB. That what's his name? JFK Jr. is talking about that wearable device that's supposedly to be for your health. All right, they throwing that in the mix, but hey, it's all about this track and trace system, man. All right, It's all about the mark of the beast. That's what everything leads to. Authoritarian government, a police state. Alright? It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those who fear the Lord, the nation of Israel. There should be like madmen, sparing numbers, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their houses, shall take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall there be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. See, y'all gonna realize who the Israelites are. Y'all gonna see the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. It says, suppression of dissent and restriction of liberties. Police states prioritize order and control over individual freedom, suppressing political dissent and limiting civil liberties, including freedom of speech, assembly, and expression. Extensive surveillance. The government actively monitors citizens' activities, often using advanced technologies to identify and suppress potential threats or opposition. This can include monitoring communications and public movements. And you best believe these videos in our phones. Hey, if you like these videos, you watch these videos, subscribe. It don't matter if you was against what we were saying, but the fact that you watch these videos, they gonna come after you, man. Y'all in the background, and, I'm gonna watch the video, but I ain't gonna thumbs it up or subscribe. But I know how the algorithm is. Hey, you locked in with Esau. Alright? Y'all know y'all Israelites and y'all don't come up to the camp and you sit back and secrecy and watch videos and and don't want nobody to know because you can't deal with the pressure. Hey, like the big bro out there in Mississippi, Kazaki Allah said a couple years back, I never forget. He said, hey, when the persecution phase start, will you still be a Hebrew Israelite or he didn't word it exactly like that. I'm messing up what he's saying. But he was saying, will you still be a Hebrew Israelite when being a Hebrew Israelite is no longer trending? You see? So, hey, you locked in, man. It says, use of secret police and informants. That's going on. Loyalty to the regime is enforced through fear and intimidation, with secret police and informants playing a significant role in identifying and suppressing dissent. Censorship and propaganda. The government controls the flow of information through censorship and propaganda to shape public perception and maintain order. To shape public perception and to maintain order. So in other words, you can do what they say and change your opinion and thoughts and ideologies to theirs. Alright? And they're going to do everything to convince you of that. We read it in 2 Esdras 16. And they that consent unto them shall be had in reproach and trodden on the foot. It says, censorship and propaganda. The government controls the flow of information through censorship and propaganda to shape public perception and maintain order. This can involve controlling news media and other forms of cultural expression, undermining legal systems. Legal systems may be compromised, leading to arbitrary arrest, detention without trial, lack of due process. Is that not what's going on now? See, hey, they just shot the gun off of Jacob's trouble. Let the games begin. It's going on now, but it's going to get worse. Militarized police forces, domestic police forces may be militarized and used for social control. In simpler terms, in a police state, the government has a lot of control over everything people do, using the police to enforce rules and suppress any opposition, often at the expense of individual freedoms and human rights. And what Trump say? He want more power. He said that when he first got elected, he wanted more power. Well, this is it. All right, this is it. Now I want you to watch this video. It's like 10 minutes long, 9 minutes and 57 seconds. I'll put the link in the description box. if you don't make it all the way to the end. But hey, that's up to you, man. But hey, the information is there, the scriptures are there, the vibe is there, and I put Jezebel vibes, crazy, but she got them eyes too. Um, they are building a police state. Here's what I saw in East Tennessee. Now, this is an eyewitness account, man. She appears to be an Edomite. Appears. We don't know. She could be an Israelite. Shit, we don't know. But that's besides the point. Here's the information, man. All right. Yeah, sorry about it. I'm tripping.
I am breaking my 1.5-year-long absence from TikTok, and I am reactivating my account because I truly believe that we need to be utilizing every opportunity and platform we can to make others aware about what's happening in the United States. And I hope that this reaches as many people as possible, and I hope especially that it reaches the people in my area, the people of Tennessee. Last month in May, the Tennessee Highway Patrol announced a partnership with ICE to assist in immigration enforcement. And there are people in my area who still call that fake news, even though it was announced by Tennessee Highway Patrol themselves. Ever since then, they have been utilizing DUI checkpoints for immigration enforcement without being transparent about that with the community. They are legally obligated to announce their checkpoints and what they're for, where they're going to be, and when.
Hold on, y'all, because this shit low. And when it records even lower. Hold on, man. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's drawn to the max. Damn, this shit low as hell.
But all they're saying is that these are DUI checkpoints. These are seatbelt checkpoints. Yet when people show up and they don't have immigration papers, they're getting shipped off. Last month in Nashville, a woman named Chelsea White, who is an American citizen, was driving her husband through one of these THP DUI checkpoints. Her husband was in the passenger seat. He is undocumented. He was removed from the vehicle, and he was deported back to a country that he has not lived in 25 years. He is not violent, and he doesn't have a criminal record. She is pregnant, and they have children at home. He provides for their family. And so now she's left trying to figure out how to take care of her children, how to pay for her house, how to pay for her car, how to support her family without her husband, and how to give birth to their child.
Don't let manual processes hold you back. Check out our Network Automation for Everyone ebook to see how Ansible Automation Platform can help you scale efficiently. Check out the link in the description to start optimizing today. I'm Sarah, and I'm an attorney here at Atticus. It's no secret that getting approved for disability benefits can be extremely difficult. But why? Just like an insurance company, the Social Security Administration needs more money coming in than going out. The fewer people who get benefits, the less money the Social Security Administration needs to pay out. The SSA's process can feel like it's designed to keep people out. If you've ever taken a look at the SSA's initial application for disability benefits, you might think that the questions are simple. They might ask you a question like, what do you do all day? And they'll use your answer to prove that you can work when you can't. Even saying something like, I take my dog on a walk every day could give the SSA a reason to deny you. That's where a lawyer can help. Some people wait until they're initially denied to hire a lawyer, but hiring a lawyer early can help give you a leg up on your application. An attorney or representative can help ensure that the way that you answer these questions doesn't give the Social Security Administration an easy reason to deny you. You might be concerned about affording a disability attorney if you can't work. How are you supposed to pay for an attorney if you aren't able to hold down a job? But Social Security disability attorneys work on contingency. They all take the same amount. 25% of the first check that you get from Social Security, that's that back pay check, but they don't take anything up front and they shouldn't take anything ongoing. If you're considering applying for disability benefits, reach out to Atticus. We can help. Complete our 2-minute quiz to get started, and we'll help you see what benefits you might be eligible for. Follow the link to get started with Atticus today.
Their child without her husband. They are not just taking criminals. They are not just taking people that are unsafe in our communities. They are taking anyone who's brown, that doesn't have papers. And they're also they're also messing with U.S. citizens and legal residents too. And in fact, over half of those who have been detained and deported had no criminal record at all. And only about 6% of those that they have deported do have a violent criminal record. So I can't imagine this is very effective, what they're doing. And the risk of terrorizing people, of breaking up families, of taking fathers away from their children, just because they don't have papers and not because they are violent or a danger to anyone around them, that is a cause for concern. We should all be concerned. And so I was concerned, and when I found out that there was going to be one of these THP checkpoints in Johnson City, I decided to go check it out because I think that it is my responsibility as a member of this community and of this area to look out for everyone else and to hold the local authorities accountable. And I wanted to know if ICE was in our area and if they were utilizing this DUI checkpoint for immigration enforcement. And so I showed up. There was no checkpoint. I got a gut feeling to check a church up the hill nearby that was kind of tucked back. And I'm glad I did, because when I pulled up, I saw that at this church there was an entire parking lot full of Tennessee Highway Patrol vehicles, local police, and unmarked vehicles. And after a little while, they started piling out of the church. I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know if they were working on an operation, if they were doing some kind of immigration enforcement. I had no idea. So after a while, when they didn't set up the checkpoint and they all left, I decided to go over there and ask the officers that were still in the lot what was going on and why the checkpoint was canceled. And they claimed it was because of the weather. But there was no rain, there was no thunder, there was no lightning, there was no bad weather. But the checkpoint never happened. I reached out to the church and I asked them if they knew of any kind of immigration enforcement or operation that was happening within their church doors. And they said that they did not believe that that was happening. They couldn't definitively tell me that it was not. They said, I don't believe it is, and I don't foresee us doing that in the future. And I pressed harder and I said, I really would love a definitive answer. Will you or will you not work with ICE, work with federal immigration enforcement? Because I believe churches should be safe havens. They should be sanctuaries. They should protect people, not make people afraid. And they stopped corresponding. They could not give me a definitive answer. So I wrote on their Facebook page, and their pastor responded, and he still didn't give me a definitive answer. I called the sheriff's office, the local police, and Tennessee Highway Patrol, and I only got through to the sheriff, who was not very happy that I was calling, was very defensive, and did not want to answer my questions at first. But I did push a little bit more and asked for transparency, and he informed me that it was just a DUI checkpoint that they canceled because of the weather. The church was feeding them, and there were no federal agents present. So if in the future we find out that there were federal agents present, then we have we have local authorities that aren't being transparent with us about that. I held on to this information because I did not want to create any kind of unnecessary fear or panic. But in the days surrounding and following, a lot more things started happening, and I started connecting the dots. Because that very day, there were reports of ICE sightings in Johnson City by other people that I did not know. Last week sometime, I myself witnessed a fleet of commercial vehicles that had the H1 commercial fleet plate, often rented out to companies, federal agencies, blacked out windows, SUVs and trucks, in my area, like right near where I live, driving around the back roads together as a group, getting on the interstate together as a group, and then getting off down the interstate at an exit in Morristown. That night, there were reports of ICE staying at a hotel in Morristown. And the day before, they were in our area doing THP checkpoints. All of that combined with the fact that Marsha Blackburn, the most evil woman in Tennessee, I believe, who would probably gladly take an award for being the most evil woman in Tennessee, she's been constantly posting and praising ICE on her social media, cosplaying with them, praising their efforts, calling anyone who gets in their way radical leftists that hate America, and trying really hard to normalize this presence of ICE in our communities. Masked, unidentifiable men rolling around with weapons and tactical gear, going up to people in broad daylight and detaining them and taking them away and not telling anyone else any other information about who they are or what they're doing. And you could say all day long that these are just police doing their job, getting rid of the violent criminals. And I would ask you why they're hiding their faces if they're not doing anything wrong and they're just doing what the local police do, who don't hide their faces when they're working. And what would you do if a bunch of masked men ran up to you in a street and tried to grab you and whisk you away in an unmarked vehicle? What would you do if you saw your neighbor being picked up and dragged away? Someone you knew that was a good person, that you loved, a part of your community. What would you do if you saw them being whisked away by a bunch of masked, unidentifiable men who have been doing nothing but terrorizing communities, and only 6% of those that they've been capturing are actually violent? We have reports of people who are dressing up as ICE agents and kidnapping and robbing people because an opportunity has presented itself to those who actually are criminal to act like the police. And when you don't identify them, when you allow them to run around masked, that gives them the opportunity to do whatever they want. They can commit crimes, they can detain people unlawfully, unconstitutionally, they can kidnap people, they can kill people. And when you normalize it and act as though this is just fine, who's going to save you when it happens to you? This does not stop at undocumented immigrants. This doesn't stop at legal residents. This doesn't stop anywhere, and U.S. citizens are just as unsafe as those who are not citizens because of this tactic, this terror tactic that is not meant to keep us safe, but meant to scare us and to get us used to a police state. And I'm asking you to be aware. I'm asking you to share with your friends and family, to look around, to pay attention, to think. Not to incite panic or fear or to fall into conspiracy, but to pay attention to your reality and what's happening. And if you think that this is concerning, to do something about it, show up at meetings, show up at town halls, call your local authorities, call whoever you need to call in your area to stop this from happening where you live. What's stopping them from coming to your house next? Because you posted something on the internet that they didn't like, or because you were critical of their operations, or because you're a registered Democrat, or because you were queer, or eventually because you're not the right brand of Christian to them. There are so many ways this could go wrong, and are already going wrong. Make no mistake that this administration wants to make a point. They want to make us fearful, and they want to get us used to a police state. Don't normalize this, and when you see it, act appropriately. Act like this is not normal.
How many stars do you think Fifth Books has